Hey guys and gals, as you can see, I have this on today. I figure if you own a sport touring motorcycle and you decide to do some touring, that you should have a helmet that is geared towards that end. And so I got me a Schuberth C3 Pro helmet. As you can see, it's a nice looking helmet. It's a light helmet. It is a quiet helmet. It is an aerodynamic helmet. And it is one of the premium helmets that is out there. It is a modular helmet. I figured if I'm going to tour, I would want something like this. This is good for touring as well as riding a sport bike. So, sport tour covers both ends. I did some research. I looked into the Schuberth C5, but that was just a little too expensive for me. And I like a dark smoke face shield, so the C5 with the face shield would have cost me over $1,000. This is more mid-range, which suits me better. I looked at the Shoei Neotec II, and again, the price range just wasn't within my budget. I looked at the C4 and C4 Pro, but they weren't all that good. And the reason for that is that Schuberth had moved its factory. And when they moved the factory, they didn't move any of the personnel. So this new factory had new personnel making all new mistakes. And it was very evident when they put out the C4 and the C4 Pro. And so I decided to go with this one. I think out of all the helmets that I have owned, and I've owned quite a few, maybe in excess of 20, this is the quietest helmet that I have ever experienced. And that may be due to the fact that it has no exhaust vents in the upper part of the rear of the helmet like most helmets do. The air is transported along the top of the helmet and is released through the bottom of the liner in the back of the helmet. Like I said, it's aerodynamic. It just cuts through the air. I was surprised that it cut through the air as well as it does. And you can turn your head right, you can turn your head left, and you feel absolutely no turbulence. Now, maybe that's not to say if I were going 75, 80 miles an hour and did that I wouldn't feel turbulence, because I kind of think I would. But for your regular everyday ride, non-highway, it's going to be very comfortable and very aerodynamic. I got the all white because the price was a little bit less. I don't need all the fancy graphics. And an all white helmet with this dark face shield looks pretty good. I mean, look at it, looks pretty good. Another thing I like about Schuberth is it has tabs on either side of the face shield. Now, why is that helpful? Well, I don't know about you guys, but when I come to a stoplight, my left hand is engaging the clutch. And normally the tab is on the left side of the visor. So you just reach up and boop, flick it up. My hand being down here, engaging the clutch, that only leaves my right hand. Now, yes, I could reach across. It would be a bit cumbersome to do so, especially if you have a camera mounted on the front of your helmet, which I always do. So all I need do at a stoplight, while my left hand is engaging the clutch, my right hand is free to just extend upward and release the face shield using the tab on the right side. This, I think, is a great feature and should be used more by other manufacturers, I would think. This is the first helmet that I've owned that has the ratchet strap, and I kind of like it. But I'm just as comfortable with the double D. Either one is fine by me. Now, also connected to this front strap is more strap that extends out to the back of the helmet, and what that does is, if you are in a crash, it doesn't allow this helmet to come off. It's going to hold it snug to your head. The ventilation is very good. One of the things you can't do with this helmet is you can't ride with the lid up. It doesn't have a locking mechanism to hold it in place. But that's okay. I've done my research on crashes, and most head injuries, about 59% of those injuries involve the jaw area. So I'm full face all the way. This helmet is rated ECE 2205. The latches are made of metal and not plastic, so when it shuts nicely and firmly. So it looks like I made a fine choice as far as a helmet for touring. On those hot days, if you want to take in a beverage, you just lift up the lid. If you want to talk to other riders, you just lift up the lid, and it's much easier. All in all, I think it was a fine choice, and it looks good too, and it performs outstanding.